just I want to get okay, yeah. So I was mentioning in the last class that you should not be a silent builder. That follow us on our LinkedIn on the LinkedIn page for Strategic Mind Academy. Once you are making any progress with your work, you know what, post it on your LinkedIn, post on your social media, tag Strategic Mind Academy. Definitely to be okay. Yeah, the last Google form you shared has not been accessible, sir. Let me try and check that right now. I'm sorry, I've been out of my workstation for a while, so I'm just getting back because of you guys actually. I just got back my workstation not much, less than 30 minutes ago. So I've not really been able to attend to some of those. But I remember the fact that if you are using the mail you registered the class with, I mean the mail, your classroom mail, I believe so well that you should not have any issue with it. I believe so well about that. I'm trying to look for it. I believe so well that you should not have any issue with that because it is configured in a way that it will allow people with access to the class to fill the form. But then I'll change the access right now to allow for anybody to be able to fill it. I'll change the access right now to allow for everybody to be able to fill it. Where the share? Okay, manage. The setting that we have right now, Nate, is that anybody on Strategic Mind Academy or anybody on the classroom page should be able to fill the form without any headache. Anybody there. So, but then I'm changing that now so that anybody can do it. So anybody can go there now, and then everybody will have access to it right now. So you might want to try it while you're in this class. So you might want to try it while you're in this class. But then I'm so sure about that anybody with the link can have access to that right now. So that's fine. So in our last week, we had a good time in our last week class, and then by good time I mean that we were able. Again, you think some people are having difficulty joining the class. I had same experience last Sunday. All attempt to join class were full chat. So I believe so much that anybody that is on the classroom page should not have difficulty joining the classroom. Actually, anybody on the classroom page should not have difficulty joining the page. Okay, don't worry, you can try. The Google Meet keeps saying offline. I don't know what you mean by offline anyway. Requiring a request for access and I've confirmed just now. Don't worry, it will change. It will change. Don't panic about that. I'm sure about that. I've already changed it. Everybody will have access to it. No, before the class ends, we try it again so that we won't use all our time on that. Okay, so it's working now. Fantastic, yeah. You can see I've already changed it over here. So someone said it's working. So like I said, if you are joining to the classroom page, you guys should not have any difficulty. In fact, myself, anytime I want to join this class, I always go to the classroom page first, then join the class from the classroom page, which is always a kind of easy ride. It's actually not difficult. It's kind of straightforward. So I don't think anybody should be having a challenge or difficulty actually if you are joining from the classroom page. So so far so good in our classes. We've had our teaching around data analytics as it were, and then we have seen what data analytics is. So I'm trying to share my screen right now so that you guys can see my screen. Let me share my entire screen. Please, once you can see my screen, please use an emoji while I set up my feedback. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, people can see my screen already. Okay, that's good. So okay. So trying to join on here also. Okay, yeah, I have my feedback set up already so that I can see whatever you guys are looking at, and so that we can move at the same pace. Okay, yeah. So far so good. In our last class, we discussed about so many things last week, and then while we have had the class ongoing, we've talked about the Excel interface itself from the workbook. We've looked at how to do your basic calculations on Excel, your formulas, your aggregative functions, and then also we've been able to look at your last Friday. We looked at referencing in our last Friday's class, where we looked at our relative referencing, absolute referencing, and then mixed referencing. I can see some assignments already. Some people submitting the assignments already, and definitely, even if I don't want to look at Judith's assignments, the way she's posting it online already, I can see her assignment online and grade her even online already. So, which is actually a very good one, actually, because I was surprised with what she shared. I was actually surprised with that. I mean, which shows the fact that it is a mission possible for every one of us. Yeah, that's the word. It's a mission possible for every one of us. So one of us is doing it, and then I believe that more than one of us is already doing it, and they are doing it very fine already with the assignments. And then we just want every other person to also intensify. And yeah, we have about how many assignments now? Assignment on multiplication table. As for your referencing, we have assignments on conditional formatting. Which other assignments? Trade assignments. I think those are the basic assignments we have. So you have assignment on multiplication table, conditional formatting assignments. Okay, and then all this your feedback assignments. I think those are all the assignments we have. And just like we said, we'll be looking at all the assignments by tomorrow. We'll be looking at all the assignment submissions so far by tomorrow. If you have not submitted any assignment so far, and then by the time we look at the class register also, then we'll be forced to actually onboard some people, so that we can have a kind of more strict class, and we can give more attention to people that are actually ready for us. So today we'll be taking our game a little bit a step further. Yeah, that's what we'll be taking the game a step further. And then now, although before we take it a step further, I don't know if we can do this today or tomorrow. Or then, according to our curriculum, we're supposed to do this tomorrow. According to our school curriculum, we're supposed to do this tomorrow. And then, what we ought to do today is introduction to data analytics itself, like the core of data analytics, itself. What we have been doing so far has been introduction. So what we are planning for today is taking us into starting data analytics, because by the end of next week, you should be able to analyze your data smoothly on Excel, and then you'll be having assignment again this week. Definitely, one of the assignments you'll be having is this sheet I have right now. You'll be having this as an assignment. The second assignment you'll be having is what we call video guided assignment. It is what we call video guided assignments. There is this assignment of this man that I have always been recommending for students, and it teaches the basic of Excel usage. It gets you familiar with all your Excel interface, and then with some functions on Excel, and then which is one of the things we will also be using for you guys. So by tomorrow, this guy will be on your LMS as an assignment, and then the video will also be on your LMS as an assignment. So the video, what you are going to do is do as I do. Like whatever the man is doing in that video, YouTube video, then you are to replicate the same thing. You are to replicate the same thing. And the video will test your knowledge of your general understanding of Excel interface, number one. It will test your knowledge on your understanding of the basic Excel functions, like your sum, like some basic calculations on your Excel. It will test your knowledge on that. Number three, it will test your knowledge on basic data cleaning techniques. So we are going to be looking at that. That's what we plan for today. That we are going to be looking at data cleaning techniques. What data cleaning means, how to start data cleaning. So we'll be looking at your filtering, your sorting, some of the functions that you also need to actually clean your data. So, but then, so that we won't, I don't know, maybe because we've been having formula functions coming, So I think we can wrap up with our functions today in today's class and do this. And then tomorrow we go into our data cleaning. I might start data cleaning today, and then tomorrow we fully imagine ourselves in data cleaning so that you guys can do your assignments. And then another thing your assignment will tell you is about VLOOKUP. There's a function we call VLOOKUP. It is the full meaning is vertical lookup. You can't see my screen. Precious, I think it is your own side though, this time around. It's not my own side. I'm 100% sure of that. I have my feedback. Yeah, so Obia Jew can see my screen. So he has given me the thumb up already. So Precious, please, you might want to, you can see it already. Thank you so much. Odema, thank you so much. Yeah. Princess Odema. Okay. Hope you are a princess in Anambra, so that I will discuss with the prof. No mind. So I was saying that we'll be looking at we'll be starting our introduction into data analytics, which we also start now, but then I will push that tomorrow, and then we can do some of these functions today. So let's get started. Let's just jump on this very fast, very quick. Let's see how quick we can go. And then these are just functions. We have some functions, basic functions every data analyst must know. Basic functions every data analyst must know. And this is not only data analytics, it will also help you in business analysis. Also, these functions, it will also help you in business analysis. So one of the other things that the video we introduce you to is our VLOOKUP, and I was saying that VLOOKUP is your vertical lookup. It is one of the referencing functions. If you come under your formulas here, under your lookup and reference, you see your VLOOKUP under this guy. You see your VLOOKUP. We have our XLOOKUP, although we don't really use our XLOOKUP again. Then we have our HLOOKUP. This guy. So the difference between this guy is that, and VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP is that one is horizontal, one is vertical. And if you are talking about vertical or an horizontal on your Excel, it means one has to do with your column, and then one has to do with your row. One has to do with your column, and one has to do with your row. You know, those are terms that I might be using interwovenly that you guys should start getting yourself familiar with. You guys should start getting yourself familiar with. Anyway, I think I've been enjoying the class so far, and I believe everybody has also been enjoying it. So let's do a kind of a quick sampling. Pick an emoji that expresses how you are feeling about the class so far. Just pick an emoji that expresses how you are feeling about the class so far. Let me see. So some people are still curious about the class. Okay. Okay. David is laughing about the class. I know while by the time I'm looking at the assignment too, I'll be laughing, David. No while okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So okay, so we can just move ahead. Okay, that's awesome. Precious, it is either you are not always in class or you have missed out on so many things. Because that your own emoji is a special one. Yeah, but then that's on the later. So I will leave this for you guys to do. It's very simple. Your sum, I've taught you how to do your sum. So you are just to do the sum of all these guys. That is as simple as ABC. And then over here, we're trying to define what the functions do. Over here, we've tried to define what the functions do. So, and then this is the formula over here. And then we are expecting you to actually fill it up. You are adding these guys together. You are adding these guys together. You are adding these guys together. You are hiding these guys together. You are adding these guys together. So the total will be over here. So I will not do this for you guys because because I've already taught you guys how to do your sum. So this is so we can call it that should we call it a first contact test? You know, if you are in university, you do your first contact test, you do your second contact test before you now do your exam. So this one will be your assignment for this week will be your first contact test. So that your second contact test will be maybe around your Power BI class, and then your exam will be after the whole show. So please, It's just something you should play around with. So this is your minimum. You want to see the person with the minimum score, with the minimum score, with the minimum score. And then if you want to spice it up, I'm just saying that it's not a must. For this minimum, if you want to spice it up, you can apply your conditional formatting so that you can spotlight the person with the minimum at just a glance. If you want to spice it up, so you can just do that. So that's your minimum. Pick your minimum for each of the course. For your maximum, do the same thing. Pick your maximum for each of the course. Also for your maximum, pick your maximum for each of the course, so that people can know which is which. And then again, you can do your conditional formatting just to spice things up. So again, for this one also, your average. Do your average. You can leave your rank. You can leave your rank, but then your rank. The goal of this one is not rank, but then your rank is also simple. The goal of this one is not rank. So okay, rank whatever is here, comma, reference this guy, dollar sign here, dollar sign here, dollar sign here, dollar sign here. So I want to push this down. So let's say average equals to average. I'm already doing this for you, but then it is what it is. I'm not, so I expect that you guys will. So can you see that my rank has actually ranked then first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So see, life is as simple as that. But then I'm not checking your rank. Anyway, if you rewatch the video, I believe you should be able to do the rank again yourself. Okay, so I believe you should be able to do the rank again yourself if you rewatch the video. So but then your average is as simple as that. Just look for the average and then you are good to go. So I can delete all this again for you guys. So I'm already even solving these guys. Yeah, now so this is where our headache will now start with our if statement. Our if statement. And these are things we need to start getting ourselves familiar with. Your if statement. You have your if, you have your count if, you have your sum product. Sum product is kind of easy. You have your rand. So your rand, I use rand for you in class at a point in time, is actually very straightforward. So it's just, if you are using under rand, we have two types of rand. We have rand, and then we have rand between. We have rand and rand between. I remember that somebody has asked me this question. In class before. That how did I prorata those classroom data that we used, and I told you then that you don't really need it for now. That we use it majorly to kind of get data to use for classroom purpose. So if you are using your normal rand, your random, the word rand means random. It means you are picking a random number. For example, I can tell you guys now that pick a random number. And then somebody will pick 4, somebody will pick 7, somebody will pick 10, so some people will pick 55. Different number means different thing to everyone. So now, but then if you're using your ordinary rand, this guy will pick random number between 0 and 1. It will be between 0 and 1. So it will not pick 0 and it will not pick 1, but then it will be between. So the number it will be picking, it will be greater than 1. Greater than 0, but then less than 1. So you'll be seeing number like 0.1, 0.00002, 0.005, 0.5, 0.99999. Those kind of number. Those are the numbers you'll be picking. So, and it is just come here equals to rand, and then this. It will open the bracket for you, and then just close the bracket. That's all. Can you see? So just drop it down. Can you see? It's just giving us random numbers. And like I've told you before, we use these numbers as case study. We don't use them for proper data analysis, because anytime you keep working on all these guys, the values keep changing. So they are not constant values. There are values that keep changing. Anything you do, in fact, if you come here to do anything, it will still change. So the value changes always. So if you're trying to run a pilot test, you're trying to do some statistical analysis and the likes, you can use your random number just to generate the values very fast. So that's your rand. What about your random between? For your random between, you need two things. You need your floor level, you need your floor level, and then you need your ceiling level. So let's come on that random between so that we'll do it under it. So what do I mean by your floor level? Right now, you are inside a house or maybe a shop, anywhere you are. And then right now, under your feet, what's under your feet? A floor. It means that you, no matter how many force you apply where you are right now, you can't go below the floor. You can't go below the floor, no matter how hard you try to push. Except maybe you are supernaturals, all the supernatural, you just jump and then break all the everything we did done and then even enter the sand. That is a different scenario. Those one they are on another level entirely. But then a normal human being, where you are seated right now, you can't go below the floor level. And then also you have a ceiling. So if you are using all this asbestos ceiling, all this POP ceiling and the likes, yes, you can jump beyond your ceiling. If you are that, by the time your head break all the ceiling and the likes, and then if your head is strong enough, it breaks all the roof trusses, all these planks they use for the roof, and then break all the pan also, if your head is that strong. But then, if you are in a house like I am right now, that we are having a concrete slab over us, no matter how much I try to jump, I can't jump above the concrete slab. So that is my ceiling level. That's the highest I can ever get to. So when you are using a random between, you want to pick your bottom level, like this, your floor level and your ceiling level. So like you're saying, what should be the minimum number I should pick for you, and what should be the maximum number I should pick for you? What should be the minimum and what should be the maximum? So now let's assume that we have a class or maybe we have a sample, and then I really want to just do random analysis, and I want to use values between 50 and 60. I want to use values between 50 and 60. Values between 50 and 60. At this point, I don't want to go below 50. So this is my floor. And then I don't want to go above 60. This is my ceiling. So you can call this one your bottom and then your top. You can call this one your bottom and this other one your top. If we are still together up to now and I have not thrown you inside of the market, let me use an emoji. Let me see people who are still together on this call. Okay. Now I know that I'm together with some people, especially Princess. So if Princess is with me, I know say King get my backing. So that one will be wild. So that's fine. Eniola, where are you? Where are you? Are we not together? Please, please let me together. Please let me together. Please. Don't let me throw you inside Onitsha market. There go. Don't worry. I will use Google Map to locate you now. Okay, so now we have our ceiling level and we have our floor level. So if I want to do anything, I can type my equals to random between. Can you see random between? What's our bottom? Our bottom is 50. What is our top? Our top is 60, and then just close your brackets. Can you see? It is giving us 54. Is 54 between 50 and 60? Definitely yes. Anybody that is good with mathematics will know that that one is correct. You don't need one herbalist to come and interpret that to you. Then I can do my control D to fill down. Can you see? The same formula have been applied all through here. Can you see that the highest I have is what? Is 60. That's the highest I have. I can't have beyond that. Let's go to this side also. Control R. Can you see everything I have over here? They are between 50 and 60. So now, deliberately, I am using shortcuts to populate these things for you guys. Deliberately. So that you guys can ginger yourself to learn shortcuts, whether by fire or by force. But then, the two shortcuts I just used now is that for here, I've taught you fill down, Control D, fill down, or you can come to your home and come over here, fill, and then type your down. It's as simple as that. So, but then if I don't want to go through that route, I can press my Control D. I've taught you that before in class. And then the same thing up to this side. I want to fill right. I can come here and fill right. But then instead of coming there to fill right, I decide to use my Control R. They will give me the same result. The difference is that my shortcut will be faster than navigating through my interface. And then I know that we've also given you access to about 250 Excel shortcuts that you guys can use. So please, I'm not saying that you should take them and cram them. Don't cram them. But then just look at it in a day. Just pick five shortcuts and practice that 5 for a week. Like just be using it deliberately for a week. Pick 5 this week, pick 5 that week. By the time you go that circle, in a year we have 52 weeks in a whole year. So 52 times 5, that is about 250 something. So in a whole year, you should be able to use all the shortcuts. This is a journey. You are not competing with anybody. It's a journey. Learning data analytics, building a career is a journey. And nobody is expecting you to be an expert in a jiffy in 3 months. It's not possible. Nobody is expecting you to be an expert in 3 months. In fact, myself, I'm still always going back to class to learn more about all these things. And that's one of the reasons why I can come to class without even a note and teach you for a long while. I can teach this for 7 hours at a stretch. If you guys want us to stay here for 7 hours, I will. Don't mind me. I'm just passing by you before somebody throw me stone. So that is your random between. And then don't forget that we have jumped these guys. We are still come back there. So, but then I thought you random between. Let's see our other formulas. That one is there. Our and or no wala with that. Our sum if. So let's come back to our if statement. So yeah. So according to the definition we have over here, if statement checks whether a condition is true or false. It checks if whether a condition is true or not, and on the base of that, returns a value. So what this is telling us is the fact that we are going to give a form of statement. For example, Princess is a lady or a woman. It's a question of true or false. Everybody on this call, if we agree that it is true, let's use a thumb up. If you agree that it is false, let's use a thumb down. So let's see who is winning. Okay. Everybody is saying everybody is using thumbs up. Hey, somebody is using thumbs down. No, yeah. I know you. I can see you. Okay, so that's fair. That's fair. So what I just did now is that I made a statement. What I did just now is that I made a statement and I asked you guys to confirm whether my statement is true or not. Hey, Maduka, don't worry. I know that maybe your own wife like that is princess like that too, or maybe you are the one even calling her princess, and you're saying princess is not a lady. It's okay, no wala. So I made a statement and I said that princess is a lady. So you have two options, true and false. Don't worry. I will deliberately make this your test question or exam question so that people like Manuka can pick false and then I can they can get it wrong. So so by default, by implication, you know that even logically we have prince, and then we have princess. One is male, one is female. Logically, you don't even need any pastor to see that vision for you. You can see it yourself. So now we have made a statement that if princess is a lady, say true or use thumbs up. If princess is a lady, use thumbs down. So people now responded to that. Like I mean, yes, responded. Some people that believes princess is a lady and they agree with that, they used a thumbs up. And some people that are not in agreement with that, they used a thumbs down. So in the same way, when you are using your if statement on your Excel, you are trying to present a case. You are trying to present a case. For example, 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. And you are telling your Excel that if it is false, so return true. And if 2 plus 2 is 4, return true. Return true. If 2 plus 2 is not true, return false. So you can use another one and say 3 plus 4 or plus 2 equals to 4. You know, definitely over here, one is true, one is false. Definitely. Anyway, people that went to a good secondary school, they will know which one is true and which one is false. Not people that in fact, people that are in Onitsha market, core market of Onitsha, we know the correct one. Now we they go school, if you know Savi, because those guys, they Savi mathematics pass anybody for this world. So we don't need to drag it with them. They Savi and pass us. Now the reason now. So by default, we know the answer to this. Cynthia, is it that you have somebody that is in Onitsha market? No, allow that. So we are presenting a case, and we are saying that if our case is true, return this. If our case is false, return it. That is what your if statement is doing. My voice is always breaking. Hey, Amaka, don't disappoint me, oh, Amaka, because I think every other person can hear my voice, oh. Yeah, Amaka, check your network. Amaka, no, they disappoint, oh, no disappoint me, Amaka, because I think everybody can actually hear my voice. Yeah, so now let's go. So we have defined our if statement already. Now, what's the formula? This is the formula. Our formula is if. That's what you're using to start. Now, your logical test. By your logical test, we mean that what is the case you are presenting? For example, let's create an example. We are saying if 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. That is the case. So this that we have right now is your logical test. This that we have right now is your logical test. That is the case you are trying to make. If 2 plus 2 is equals to 4, so what should I return? Okay, if 2 plus 2 is equals to plus 2 is equals to 4, return Victor. Okay, what about if it is not true? Okay, at that time return princess, so that they can become prince and princess. You know, so you are making your statement already. And what you have in your statement is that you can have another one and say, if again, if this time around we are saying 3 plus 2 is equals to 4, return Amaka, so that she will not disappoint me. If not, return thank God, so that we can always thank God. So, these are the cases we are actually making now. Now, from our case, we can see the flow. What is the flow? The first thing is that, what is our logical test? What are we testing for? The next thing is, what am I going to return if the value is actually true? Then the next one is, what should I return if the value is not true? So it is as simple as ABC. So if you got it up to that, please use a thumbs up. If you got it up to this place, use a thumbs up. Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So we can go to practical demonstration now. We can go to practical demonstration now. Now, we have this question on the page right now, and then we have this on the question on the page right now, and then we are testing for something. I will do. Okay, you guys, which one should I do for you guys? I will do just one for you guys out of these 3. So I will allow you to pick the one I should do, so that you won't tell me I did the easy one, and then now I'm giving you the hard one as assignment. So you guys pick the one I should do. Should I do for math, science, or English? Pick any one you like yourself. I should do 2. See these politicians. see these politicians. Oh, I should do 2. Okay, they said I should do 2. Okay, so I will do this first 2. I will do this first 2 for you guys, and then definitely I will look at the last one. Okay, so I will do the first 2 for you guys. Don't worry. I should do, see these people. I should do. I'm doing maths and maths and English. I'll do maths and English for you. What an opposite, so that you guys can come for the science. So that we can know the science students. Okay, so now we have a case already here. As a teacher in a school, or anybody that is just trying to, maybe you are tracking your goods in your store, and you want to see when your stock is above some range. You want to see when your stock is at some range, so that you can create a kind of alert system. Or you want to see people that score. If you're a teacher, you want to see people that score above some score or below some score. So this is the system we are actually using. So your mathematics, we have the case already. So for anybody that scores 75 and higher, the person is A. A is 75 and above. But then anything less than 75 is B. We have just 2 grades over here for our mathematics. But then, English is hard and science is hard. That is why we're having 3 grades. I don't know why people go study English anyway, but then I'm not saying you should not study English. But then, it is something else entirely. But then some people don't like maths. But me, I like maths. And then over time, if you're analyzing data also, whether you like it or not, consciously or unconsciously, you see yourself enjoying some little mathematics, even if you don't like it before. You see yourself doing some little mathematics, and then over time you get to enjoy it. So for mathematics, these are mathematics grades. Let me color this. Let me color this just to put a kind of demarcation. And then let me color this. Yeah, this. Okay, that's fine. So for maths, we are coming here. For science, we are coming here. For English, we are coming here. So now they said, if this is greater than or less or equals to 75, then the person has an A. If not, the person has a B. So now how are we going to do that? Just come here. I said the first thing to always type anytime you want to input your formula or function on Excel is what? Is your equals to sign. Anytime you want to perform any function or any arithmetics, you want to use any formula on your Excel, the first thing to type is your equals to sign. So we are saying equals to, then we want to make our case. If double click it, then can you see logical test, value if true, value if false. What's our logical test? If this guy, I'm going to show you later the reason why I'm clicking on this guy. I'm going to show you later with another. Okay, I think I can maybe not here, maybe not here. I know that there's a function that will allow me to show you why you should be picking this instead of, I can type this is 99. I can simply type 99 and then I will continue my calculation. But then it will not make any sense. It will waste my time, it will waste my energy, and then even if the score changes later, I will still need to go all over this again. So for a level of automation and efficiency, just come and click on this guy. So if this guy is greater than or equals to 75, that's the word. Then what is the answer? What's the value if true? A. But then, anytime you are using a letter inside your formula and you want to maintain it as a letter, you have to put it in a quotation mark, in a quote. So by that, I mean that I have to open quote for this guy, open quotes, and then close quotes for our A. Can you see that? So with this, what this means is that it will regard this guy as a text. I have mentioned about data type before, and I mentioned that the fact that text is a data type. By the time we get on SQL, we will see this more prominently. We see it more prominently. But then I'm saying this now for emphasis sake. Anytime you are using a text as a text inside a formula, always put it inside a quote. Because if you don't put it now, can you see that in little press A, can you see that it is giving us all the formulas that is starting with A, because it is believing that you want to type a formula. So, but then because you're not typing any formula, you want to put this guy inside the test, and then if not, we only have two options over here. Then just do B. Don't disturb yourself so much. Just do B. This is where we'll be having our problem. But then that's why I agreed to do 2 with you guys. So let's click enter. Can you see? This guy had A because he had 99. So let's do the same thing. Let's fill down. Control D. Can you see we have B over here? B. This guy has 65. 65 is less than 75. We are correct. A. 85. 85 is greater than 75. B. 45. 45 is less than 75. It is as simple as A, B, C. So the reason why we drag down, you can go back, what we did the first time, you can go back and be doing it again. If, into bracket, this one is this one, and this, like, you can go ahead and be doing it again. But I mean, I don't have that luxury of time. So I love to use my shortcuts very fast. I don't have that luxury of time. If you are doing it one after the other, you will get the same result. And then if you are using your shortcut, you are getting the same results, but then at a faster speed. So now, these guys, we have 3 options over here. We have A, we have B, we have C. Now, this is complex. This one is compound complex. English. You have different type of sentences: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. We now have compound complex because English itself is complex. So now we now have multiple stuffs over here now. A, B, and C. In fact, this one is only complex. By the time you want to be having compound complex, you'll be having D, you'll be having E, you'll be having F. By the time you want to capture the whole grade from A to F on the same sheet, you know that this is now multiple compound complex. But then the truth is, it is the same rudiment that you apply for this that we are going to apply over here with just a little tweak. And that's the reason why I need you guys to pay rapt attention. That's the reason why I need you guys to pay rapt attention. I know that most of you guys will be using your Microsoft Word. You will not be using Microsoft 365. If you are using Microsoft 365, there is a function that allows you to save the stress. For example, I can say ifs. We have a function we call ifs. This guy. So let me show you how ifs work. So I'm clicking on it. So logical test 1. If this one is greater than or equals to 85, can you see 85 over here? What's the value if true? Open quotes and put your A, close your quotes. Then, if we are doing our normal if statement, we are going to put the value if it is false. But then, our ifs allows us to make multiple statements at the same time. So we don't need to put value if false. So instead of myself putting value if false now, I will make the statements all over again. So by saying this one again, if this one is what? Is greater than or equals to 60, then what's the answer? The answer is B this time around. Then again, what is our next one? If this one again is less than 60 this time around, then my answer is what? C. I can close my bracket and do this. Can you see A? So let's fill it down again. Let's do the same thing again. Can you see we have C over here? This guy has 43. 43 is less than 60. Can you see that? We have C over here. This guy has 30. That is less than 60. We have B over here. This is 79. 79 is less than 85. Can you see that our score is actually very perfect? Our grading is very perfect. No headache. No headache. But then, most of you guys will not have this, your is function on your Excel, because you are using Microsoft Excel, maybe 2013, maybe 2021, maybe 2019, maybe 2023. If you are using any of those, calm down. If you drink water, just chillax more. So let's see how we can do it on our Microsoft Excel. I'm using 365. So 365 allows me for some level of flexibility. But then I would have loved to keep this guy. But then since we have confirmed this with this and we saw that it is correct, so I can delete it and we can start all over again with your own formula this time around, not my own formula, with your own formula, so that everybody can do this. You don't have any headache while you're doing it. So now let's do equals to if. So I'm not using our ifs now. I'm using the if that we use for our mathematics. That's what I'm using again. And I'm saying if, what's a logical test? This one is greater than or equals to 85. Abi, is that not it? That's it. Then what's your value if true? Just like we did over here, it is A. Everybody should understand this already. But how? Now, this is where I need your attention. For mathematics, we only have two options. So, and if we had added like we had in our mathematics, the next thing we could have typed is just B, and then we are done. So, if it is not 85 and above, every other one should be B. But then this time around, we also have C. And then, so now we want to tell this guy that value if false. We now want to start the formula all over again and make another statement. So instead of typing B or C or anything, just type your if again. So you're asking for the logical test again. So now you are doing if in if. That's why we call it ifs. Your if with your S. Because you are doing your if in if, a function inside a function. Oh, fantastic. Somebody saying he's using Microsoft 2024 and it has ifs. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. It shows the fact that somebody is practicing as we are doing it in class. Good one, Eniola. So that's a good one. So, but then for the sake of people that don't have ifs, let's just check this out. So now we are using we are using functions in function, and then this is not the first time you'll be seeing it. And then even on any other that has 2024, you will still get some stage that you still use multiple functions at a time. It is, and this is the most basic way you can actually use it, actually. Especially if you're looking at going into some level of financial modeling, some level of automation, some level of automation on your Excel, you will have to use multiple formulas together. So now we want to do this again. This one is greater than or equals to 60. What's the answer this time around? B. So, but then, what about if it is false? We can now simply type our C over here since we don't have any other option. But then, assuming you have C, you have D, you have E, you have F, what you do over here is you still do your if again. If again, this one is greater than or equals to whatever is there. Now put your C. Do it if again, your D. If again, your E. Your E will now be the last one, and then you now put last your first as your F. But then because we don't have up to F for here, we can just do our C over here, your C over here. And then we can close this bracket, and then that's all. So I can fill this guy down, Ctrl D, and you can see we have our answers already. A, 85 correct. C, 43 correct. B, 79 correct. B, 82 correct. C, 30 correct. So we have been able to use our ifs and our if. Our if in if. If there's any word like that, if in if, to solve the problem. So that solves that. So I will allow you guys to test run on the knowledge, whatever you understand about this, in others also. If you're having any challenge, please rewatch the video. Please rewatch the class video. So yeah, we have over here something very simple actually, and I've dropped an it. You will use and if function over here. You will use or and if function over here. Okay, I've already dropped an int over here. So what we want to do over here is that if this person has all the marks greater than 75, all the marks greater than 75, then the person is a distinction candidate. If all the mark is greater than 75, then the person is distinction candidate. But then if this person has less than 35 in at least one of these subjects, then the person has failed. The person has failed. 75 in all, distinction, you have below 35 in any of the subjects, you have failed. So now how are we going to do that? Equals to if this one, so let's use our if and then and. So logical, this one is greater than 75, comma, this one is greater than 75, comma, this one is greater than 75. And close this, then use your comma, then the answer is whatever is here. I can click on this. I don't have any issue with that. What about if false? So I can use what about if false? What should we use if it's not distinction? Let's just use NA, not applicable. Let's just use NA. And then this. So what I did with this formula is that I introduce and to lock all these guys together to say that if this one is greater than 75 and this one is greater than 75 and this one is greater than 75, that is, it must fulfill the criteria of meeting up on these three guys. Then you can give the person distinction. If not, it does not apply. So let's see. We have distinction over here. So let's see for others. Control D, NA, NA, NA. Okay, so let's confirm. 75. 99 is greater than 75. 83 is greater than 75. 85 is greater than 75. So this is correct. 65 is less than 75. Yeah, so automatically that disqualifies this person. Okay, I think I'm seeing an error already. Okay, now I've seen an error I did. Let me see. I did a mistake over here. I want to allow somebody to talk for the first time on this call. Who can rectify the error that I made on this? There's an error on this right now, because if you notice, this guy has above 75 year, above 75 year, above 75 year, and it's still returning NA. It has above 75 year, above 75 year, above 75 year, it's still returning NA. It means that this guy is correct. Oh, now I made one mistake. I did one mistake over here. So let me see the answer. I hope. Nobody. Okay. Okay. I think Gerard and. So Gerard, please, you can omit yourself now, and then let me see what you have to say about it. Gerard, you can omit yourself, please. Hello, can you hear me, Gerard?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I
Okay,
think
so
the referencing, you didn't do absolute referencing for the column.
that is fantastic. So now let me ask you. So, which of the columns are we going to absolutely reference over here? Let me ask you. This is my formula. So, which column should I absolutely reference over here?
The three columns.
So you mean this, and this? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Should we try it, or do anybody have another suggestion?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, you have to
Sorry,
lock
the distinction.
P13.
The
P13
distinction. The distinction column. The distinction column. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so that will actually solve our headache. Actually, it is the distinction column that we need to reference absolutely. This is the guy we need to reference absolutely. So thank you so much for that, guys. You know, you guys, you don't shine past me. You don't study book past me. So that's great, actually. And so we are going to reference our distinction, and then let's delete all these guys and retype our formulas. Control D. So right G. Control D. Can you see now that we now have everything corrected? We now have everything corrected. So it shows the fact that the problem is actually from our referencing. It's actually from our referencing. So we have been able to solve that. And then I will allow you to go and test run this guy yourself. You are, instead of using your hand that we use over here, what you're going to use is your or state, is your or. So I will not tell you, but then I've already told you the answer. Just replace this hand with or, and then you are good to go. So I will not do that for you in class. I will allow you guys to go and test that on your own. So with that, we've been able to train ourselves on how to use your if statement. Your if statement. We've been able to train ourselves on how to use our if. So somebody's asking the question. I thought I saw a question just now in call message. When I use random between to generate number, so please, that is how it will be. I think I explained that. I think I explained that already. Anytime you click enter, it will always change actually. So that's not a biggie. That's the normal thing. I showed you that in class. This one, can you see that it's changed? Can you see that it's changed? That is why it is called random number, and that is why we cannot use it for any of our real work. We can only use it for pilot works. So now, with the knowledge that we have under our if statements, we want to look at our can't if briefly. So we know what our if means. It means that there must be a kind of criteria that must be given, that must be fulfilled, and then a kind of statement. So now we want to see from here, these are the grades of the students. We want to see how many students has A in mathematics, B in mathematics, C in mathematics. So it is simply saying count the number of students with A in maths. And another word is like saying count if grade is equals to A in maths. It's as simple as that. So you can easily come over here and say, okay, your A, mathematics are A. You can come over here and count them. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. But then we can count that because we just have 5 people here because they are just our demo document for training. What about if you have 1,000 students in class? You can't count them manually. So how can we do that? You can use your count if, and it is very simple and straightforward. It is just come here and say equals to count. I've taught you how to use your count. I've taught you how to use your count A, your count blank. It will just count the number of blanks you have within your range. That's what your count blank is, just as the name implies. Just count the number of blank. So when your count if, count the number of cells within a range that meets the given condition. That meets the given conditions. So, what is that? I want to try and mute your mic back because some people. Okay, I think I can mute it over here. I think I've done that over here. So it's only when I want people to talk. Okay, so now count if. What is the range we are counting? We are counting for mathematics. Can you see? I have told you Excel is very intelligent and it knows what you want to achieve. So by the time you press any function or formula on Excel, it will give you hint of what you should type, you should put in next. So now I type my counting. The next it is asking for is my range. Is my range. So the question of range is that where do I want to count? Now to answer that question, I want to count all the grades under mathematics because we are under maths. Can you see that? So now, for this particular point, what is the criteria? So now, we want to count for A. I can do it in 2 ways. And I will show you reason why a way is better than the other way. So now, we want to count for A. I can say, open your bracket, open your quotes, and put your A, close your quotes. That's our criteria. And then click on enter. Can you see we are correct? 3. Can you see that? I want to do the same thing for our science, but then this time around, I want to use a different approach. Equals to So don't think I'm trying to do something different. By a different approach, I mean I want to show you something else that can be done. Your range again, what's our range? This guy. Now, what's our criteria? You know, the first time we typed our criteria to be A, but then this time around, I don't want to type it. I just want to pick on this guy and say, this guy is my criteria, and then enter. Can you see one? Can you see? Let's come and count over here. Can you see just one? And we are correct. So now, what's the difference between this and this? The difference is that if later on I change my mind that I don't want this guy to count for A for me, I want this guy to count for B for me, and I press B, can you see that it's only this guy that changed? This guy did not change. How many of you noticed that? Your maths did not change, your science changed. If I want to do for C, and I'm typing C here, can you see math did not change, your science is changing? That is because your math is not configured in a way to automate. And as much as possible, as somebody that wants to enjoy life, you want to make sure your process is as much automated as possible. So instead of doing this on our mass, we can come back here and remove this guy and click on this guy. And then by the time we're having our B instead over here, can you see it is also changing? See, can you see it's also changing? Okay, you see, something is changing. So we can see that it is changing according to how we want it, which is perfectly what we want. So now again, you have to do your okay, don't let me do this for you guys. So I've shown you how to do your count if. So you guys go and do the rest. Go and do the rest. So that's of that. So now for this one, we want to know the number of distinction. That is number of people that have above 90 over here. Number of over 90. So do the formula over here. It's still your count if. So I will see the formula that you guys will type over there. But then I know the answer already. Because even coming over here, you can even count 1, 2, 3. So we have those 3 people with 90 and above. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 distinctions. So if you are typing your formula, if your answer here is not 3, just know that something is wrong. So that you can go and look for what is wrong in the intermarket and put it there. So with that, we are done with our count if. So using that knowledge of your count if, come and do your sum if yourself. I will not do sum if for you. Using your knowledge of count if, come and do your sum if yourself. It is the same thing. So just that greater than is greater than 90. It's not less than O. This is greater than O. Okay. Greater than O. So it's greater than O, not less than O. Number of distinction. Criteria is greater than 90. Thank you for that observation. Thank you. Your sum if, come and use transfer your knowledge on your count if and your sum. Transfer it over here. Try it out yourself. Try it out yourself. And then you'll be good. Yeah, that's the word. You'll be good. So your and or or statements. This one also, I will allow you guys to try it out yourself because I've already done this guy for you. I've already done this for you, and I've used and over here, and I've told you how to use it. So this one is the part of it, and I've even given you hint. This is the hint over here. Student that has 100 true, else false. What is the beginning here? What is the hint over here? So that I have 75 in all subjects. I've already done this for you. Something like this is very simple. Equals to award. Mathematics. This one is equals to 100. It's as simple as that. Can you see? False. It's as simple as that. In fact, I'm already doing it for you again. Can you see? Distinction equals to, and this one. Let me see. Can I even take everything together? Can you see that? Can you see that? I'm already trying to use shortcut for you guys. Equals to, or and see that it is simple. That's 5. Can you see? Can you see? This is the only guy that failed because he or she has 30 years. So, and that's even with this already, I've already solved all your question for you. See, all these things know what, all these things they know what at all. They know what, they are just jeko. So at least with that, we are done with our hand and all statement also. This one, there's nothing about it. There's nothing on this actually. Just try the formula out. Mod. What's your mod? Your number and then over divider and divide so. So this, comma. Let me just pick this. So what did I pick? I want to see something else. All these ones are not really. You don't really need all these ones as such. So 99 minus 85 to give you 14. Can you see? So what this guy is doing is that it will divide and then return the remainder. That's the remainder. That's what it will. ABS, your absolute. This is your absolute. So anytime you're having your negative value like this on anything, your ABS will return it. It will remove the negative over there. That's all. And for your round, you can round to 2 decimal place, and like your pi is your pi equals to pi. Your pi is your pi. If you want to see the function, if you want to see your pi, and you see your 3.1444, like it's simple. Your square roots, SQRT, square root of what? Square root of let's say it's 1. And you see 9. It's as simple as that. Cos log is in base 10. What's the number? Log 40, 45 base 10. Your normal mathematics, this will give you the answer. It's just all these ones are just play around. I might not really check this anyway. So they just play around it and see what you can make out of it. So now this sum product. This is the last guy we'll be touching in class today. So that I will not load you guys with so much because I know that I've given you so much information already. If you are still following, like if you are still following up to here, use an emoji. Let me see people that are still with me. I know I've given you guys so many information already in today's class. So please, you need to go and rewatch. You need to go and rewatch. Yeah, you need to go and rewatch. I know that I've given you so many informations. So I will just do this sum product, and then I will just we'll stop that today, so that you can have time to refresh. And so that thank God can thank God that I'm not blowing their head. So precious is okay. Oh, success okay. Oh, so for people that went to school, yeah, for people that I mean that you know in university, polytechnic, and university and polytechnic, there's a kind of grading system they always do. And what do I mean by the grading system? You will see MTH 101, 5-unit course. You will see EGL, 3-unit course. You will see CHL. You will see 3 units. I don't know, 4 units. In my school that time, CHL is 4 units. Practical will now be 1 unit. You see all those. So 5 units. So, and the reason why they have all this is that if you have a year, you have a year. Somebody trying to join by this time. If you have a year, let's now say you now have C here and C here. Compared to somebody that has A over here, C here, B here, and then let's say C here. Definitely, this guy has two A's. This guy has just one A, one B, and one C. In fact, even if K is not taken, if this guy has just C or true self, the person, this person's GPA might still be higher than this person. If K is not taken, but then let's put it on B over here so that we are certain that this person's CGPA is higher than this. And the reason for that is because they calculate your CGPA based on what you call your weight. So your weight. So by weight, if A has, let's assume that A, B, C, D, E, and F. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So what this means is that this person has, I don't want to create another, so let's bring this guy, bring it down here. So this guy has C here, which is equals to C 3 times the weight of the course. The weight of the course. That's 15. A over here, A multiplied by the weight of the course. C over here, C times the weight of the course. And then A over here, 1 times 5. So by the time you do your OR equals to, so this person has 4.47, and they will now divide it to get your CGPA by the total unit of the course. So let's say the total unit of the course is this. So let's say this will be equals to 47 divided by this. So this is 3.6 CGPA or GPA. That's basically how to calculate your GPA. So this is good for people that are in lecturing line now. So but then this guy has A over here. A equals to 5 multiplied by the unit of the course over here. C over here, 3 multiplied by the unit of the course. B over here, 4 multiplied by the unit of the course. And then C over here, 3 multiplied by the unit of the course. And then we can do our T equals to again. And then we have 53. So equals to 53 divided by our total unit of course. Consider that this guy is on 4.076. Despite the fact that this guy has 2 A's and this guy has just 1 A. In fact, if this guy has B, this guy has B over here. Can you see? Now I'm already used to it. I thought immediately I typed my B, I thought this guy would automatically pick this guy up, but he's not picking it up. So can you see that even when this guy has A, B, A, and just 1 C, and this guy is having just 2, is having 2 C, this guy's CGPA is still not up to this guy's CGPA. Why? Because of the fact that there is a weight each one of these carries. So the reason why I'm going through that route is to show you the fact that there is a way we can actually calculate, do all this multiplication we have been doing so far without going this long route. There is a way we can do this without going through this long route. And what is the way? So these are the courses that this guy had, and these are the weight of each of the courses. Can you see that? These are the courses, and these are the weight of the course. So if we want to do it for this, for student 1, we are going to do equals to this one multiplied by your weight Then you can do it like this, so that this one multiplied by this one multiplied by this, and you see we are correct. And you can do your odds equals to, and then you have your 47.3 for 378.3. 378.3. We have that. 378.3. You have that. So this is your long calculation. If I don't want to go through that long, what can I do? Just come here and say equals to sum product. As the name implies, it means sum it after the product. Your product is another word for multiplication. Your product is another name for multiplication. You might not be really be using this, it's just by the side anyway. So, but then your product is another name for your multiplication. So you're saying sum all these things after you have gotten the product of it. So sum products, sum of what? This is your table array 1, and then this is your weight. This is your weight. And then you can close this bracket. And then once we click on our enter, let's see what our score will be. Let's click enter together. How? Can you see 378.3? Does it tally with this? Yes, it tallies. So that solves our question. So it will do all the multiplication for you like we did earlier, and it will add it up for you, and then you will get this. So definitely you can always use this kind of system if you are doing your school grading system, like a lecturer or anything. For business, you might not really use this effectively. Yeah. So by the time we get to VLOOKUP, I will show you how to create a simple inventory for business owner using your VLOOKUP, and then how to create a simple receipt for people that are making online sales. For people that are making online sales and you want to start packaging your business and showing them, having a kind of receipt, like showing them a kind of receipts, how you can do it in a simple way on your Excel. And then you can always import the receipt as a PDF and share it with your client as your invoice, like just some little branding. I will show you all those by the time we get to our VLOOKUP. So I think with this, we've come to the end of our class today. So I will start using this for my student result competition. Fantastic one, easy. Time up. You know, so not can be funny anyway. So okay, so I want to try and answer the questions we have on the question page now. So you guys are saying time up. In fact, I'm the one that's supposed to be very happy that time is up. At least I will have time to go and rest now. In fact, end the class maybe 5:10. Do questions for the rest of the class and then tell you guys to go. But then I just want you guys to get as much value as possible. But then if you guys want us to stay with that time, there's no problem with that. So my question is for my going table assignment. I mistakenly submitted an Excel sheet and I'm trying to resubmit it, but it is not working. Okay. So let me see. Do I have access to? I'm trying to say I don't have access to an account that is not class centered. No, this is a lecturer's account. So this guy, I will not be able to turn it in. I will not be able to do the assignment over here. So if you submit assignments and it's by mistake an empty sheet, you can resubmit. I'm the one that will see. I will see double entry. We'll see a double entry from this our other hand over here. We see double entry from our end over here, but then you can always just come back here and click on your submit again. You can always resubmit. You can always. I don't. As long as I have this stuff, I should have make it checked it with you guys. But then you can always go back and resubmit. Please, why can't the lecture video be downloaded and watch offline? Please. This is strictly Strategic Mind Academy assets, and then we are not making it available for download. So if you want to make it available for download, we could have actually allowed you to download it. So that is why we are embedding it into the LMS page so that you guys can watch it directly from the class page. Yeah, you will download now data you will use download. In fact, by the time you see the data that it is asking you to download it, you will run away. You prefer to even watch it online rather than downloading it. So please, which Excel should I download? Please, anything I would recommend anything from 2019, but then even if you have 2013, it still works fine with class. I think we have gone past that stage already. So I've answered this question, I've answered this question, I've answered this question. So I tried to practice conditional formatting and use the round function to generate a number, keep changing when I type another formula. How do I stop this? You cannot stop it because you're using random numbers. The function, the sheet I sent to you guys, the numbers over there, they are not random numbers. So there are ways you can go about it. Let me just show you that briefly. There are ways you can go about it. So for example, we use random number over here, and then anytime we press enter, it will always keep doing this. So we have different types of copy and paste on your Excel. We have different type of copy and paste on your Excel. I should have shown you some of them, but then as we progress, I will still show you some of them. So if I don't want this guy to be changing again, I can come and copy this, Control C to copy it. Now, there's something we call paste value. There are different type of copy on Excel. Different type of copy. You have your paste in the other. You have your paste value. You have paste formula. We have paste format. You have transpose. You have transpose. You have quite a lot of them. So, but then if I'm using a random formula and I don't want it to be changing, I can go and paste value so that I will delete all the formulas in the backend. At the moment, we have formula in the backend. But then immediately I click on all these guys and I press Ctrl C to copy, I can come to my paste, under my paste over here, and you will see paste values over here. Can you see paste 1, 2, 3? So if you click on paste value, wow, this guy will have deleted all the formulas at the back end. There's no formula here again. So no matter the amount of enter you are clicking on now, your values are intact. They are not going to change. I don't know if that answers your question, but then I think it does. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so next question, I have a question around which is okay, after this. How can I upload my assignment? I think I've answered that already. I can just go and upload it on your LMS. Please, with today's video, because video be posted, it will be posted. Yeah, it will be. It's not working, sir. What is not working? You missed your paste values. It will definitely work. Maybe you are doing something wrong. It's 100%. I'm 100% sure it will work. 100%. You know, we've been doing this thing over time, and we are so sure and we are bold about what we are doing. You know, when you're overconfident about this. So, but then that's just by the side anyway. But then it will work. So it will work. Just copy it. Just copy it. Control C. You can even right click on here, and then you see paste special, and then paste the value. Just click on it, and then all the formulas at the back end we actually remove. So that's that. So with that, we come to the end of our class for today. So thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to go back to fill your feedback form. Please go and fill your feedback form. I have already allowed that anybody should be able to take the feedback form now. So please go and check your feedback form, please. And I will, please, by the end of tomorrow, I will look at the feedback form so that towards next week, we look at we look at what the feedbacks are, and then we'll see how we can tailor the classes towards the feedback. So thank you so much, guys. So I'm not telling you to unsubmit. You can't unsubmit what you have submitted. I'm telling you that you should submit again, like submit all over again. It will allow you to submit. It will not allow you to unsubmit. Leave the unsubmit for me. So we're going to look at it from our own end, and then with that, you can get a better result. So thank you so much, guys. So we will meet tomorrow, and then by tomorrow we'll dive deeply into how to bring data on board for analysis. So I'll be showing you ways you can get your data, on your Excel, how to get your data, and then we're going to do a simple data cleaning in class tomorrow. So that by next week, we can wrap up on the project on Excel and can go to some other software. So thank you so much, guys. I remain my humble self and catch you guys later. Thank you.